Hi friends, and welcome to Let's Bake and Cook Stuff. I'm Mary, and today I wanted to make a vanilla pound cake, but on top of the pound cake is what's going to be fun because I'm making it for Mardi Gras. To start off with, 1 cup of butter, that's 2 sticks. And I softened this actually in the microwave. 1 cup of granulated sugar, something a little different, 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, which is powdered sugar. Okay, we're going to beat that up a little bit and we'll be back. Okay, this beat for about 7-8 minutes. You can tell the difference. It's nice and fluffy now. It starts out sort of as a real pasty texture, and then it gets to a more fluffier pasty texture. Now I'm going to add 4 eggs, 1 at a time. On low. 4. Okay, now I want to add 1 teaspoon of almond extract, and now 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to stir. This is just to get that completely incorporated and to lighten it up a little bit. Now I'm going to let this go for about 2 minutes on medium-high. Now that was about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes on medium-high. We want to beat in some more air, make it nice and fluffy and yummy. Now I want to add the ingredients. You know how this goes. It's 1/3 of the dry to 1/2 of the milk, the next 1/3 of the dry, then the other 1/2 of the milk, and then the last 1/3 of the dry. On low. 1/2 of the milk. This is 1 cup of whole milk, and it's at room temperature. Now the last of the milk, and the last of the flour mixture. All right. I'm going to scrape down these sides just a little bit, make sure I get all my flour and all my sugar and all my butter and all my eggs. Have you ever been to New Orleans to celebrate Mardi Gras? I have not, but that is on my bucket list, and I will try one or more of those fancy king cakes when I get down there. But the king cake, the original king cake, is more like almost like a cinnamon roll, like a giant cinnamon roll. But it's a little more complicated. If you'd like to see it, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to make one. They're like a giant cinnamon roll, but they have the frosting on them and they have the pretty sugar on there. But you see how pretty this is. Everybody's gonna love it. And you're gonna wanna eat this on Mardi Gras. Now for the bundt pan, you will need at least a 12-cup bundt pan. This one is larger than that, but so it's probably not gonna go all the way to the top. But you do need, it needs to say at least 12, and a lot of them say it. This one doesn't say on it, but a lot of mine that I have, they say how many cups, so that's kind of convenient. But I know this is a 15 because I measured it. I poured 15 cups of water in there and it made 15 cups fit in there. So I'm going to show you, I think I've shown this on a previous video. I made this goop. It's actually equal parts flour, shortening, and vegetable oil. And it's a, your do-it-yourself non-stick goop. And I'm just going to make sure that every single inch of this real estate in here is covered up. You can also choose to just spray this with a non-stick spray. I will say on the Nordic Ware site, they say not to use just any old spray. They have their own Nordic spray, so you're supposed to use that. And I do have that, but I wanted to show you this goop. I absolutely love this. It lasts for months in the refrigerator, and you can do it in any amount that you want. So like, even if you just wanted to do it just for this, you could do 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of shortening, 1 tablespoon of oil, and then 1 tablespoon of flour, and then you could grease your pan with that. Okay, but I have this, I put a 1/4 cup of each, and we'll see how long this one lasts me. I do an awful lot of baking, so now when you do the bundt pan, make sure you do the center as well. We don't want it sticking to that middle part. All right, that's everything. It's all completely covered. I don't really know what that stuff is called. I could call it non-stick goop, but I guess it has a real name. All right. Okay, also according to the Nordic Ware site, Nordic Ware is who makes bundt pans, just FYI. They're here in the United States. I used to know what state they're in. Pennsylvania, I want to say, but I'll look it up and get back to you. It says on the site, you want to knock this a little bit. Often you do that with regular cakes to release air bubbles, and that might do that here too. But what we're trying to do is make sure that it gets in all these little cracks, okay? And especially if you have a more intricate patterned bundt pan. This is just the basic bundt pan here, but if you have the one with any of them with the different things in there, then you will definitely want to do that and do it a lot. And go ahead and shake it if you want. Just want to make sure you get it all filled in. Okay, now this is going to go into a 350-degree preheated oven for about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, and then we'll be back. We have cake. That was exactly 1 hour. We're going to let this cool in the pan for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to dump it out onto a cooling rack and let it cool completely. And then we're going to turn it into a king cake bundt cake. See you then. Okay, the bundt pan's been cooling for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to cool it on the rack completely. If you let it cool completely in the pan, it'll adhere back to the pan, back to that flour and stuff that we stuck in there, and you won't be able to get it out. So you really do need to take it out while it's still warm, but don't take it out right away, because if you take it out right away, it will fall apart. Don't ask how I know that. Okay, we are flipping. 1, 2, 3. I love that sound. And we have a perfect bundt pan to make our delicious and fun king's cake for Mardi Gras, or anytime you feel like having a delicious fun bundt cake for a celebration with some cool sprinkles on it. It doesn't have to be, we're using the king cake colors, the regular Mardi Gras colors, but you can do this with any colors. You could do it for a birthday, you could do it for Christmas and do red and green, and you could do whatever you want. Okay, it's time to make the frosting. I've just got 4 tablespoons of butter here. I'm just going to whip that up really quick before I add the powdered sugar. Okay, now to this 4 tablespoons of butter, I'm going to add about 2 cups of powdered sugar. And we're making a, I'm going to call it a cross between a glaze and a frosting. We don't want it real thick to coat, but we also don't want it too drizzly. So you'll see what I mean. Okay, I'm going to add a tablespoon or 2 of milk. A little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to put this into a piping bag. What's the name of it? You could also use a zip top bag. See, this is nice and creamy. This is, I'm going to, you know, it's a combination. It's not real drizzly, but it's not real thick like a thick frosting like you would use for a cake. It's a nice consistency. Snip the tip. I just want this on here. Just I'm doing a little zigzag on top. Okay, I'm just going to smooth the frosting out just a little. You're not going to see it once you cover it with the sprinkles anyway, so. All right, now check it out. I'm going to put some green. And you can do this how you want. You can just do one thin little strip if you want, and then some yellow, and then some purple, and some more purple, some more green. And that, my friends, is how you make a bundt cake, king's cake. Let's have a slice of king cake pound cake. Oh. This is the lightest, airiest vanilla pound cake you will ever have. It's because we beat all that air into it. Look at that. How pretty is that? What a great celebration. But couldn't you see this on any dinner table or any dessert table with just any whatever colors you like? What are your favorite colors? It could just be one color, or you could just put the frosting or no frosting and just dust it with some powdered sugar. You're going to love this. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. I will see you next time. You take care now. What?